that you're going to love. So now I have a bonus section for you. This is a section that's very, very practical because we talked about all the key factors for success. We talked about how important it is to get to know yourself. We talked about how it is to clarify what it is you want in your life and your acting career. We talked about creativity, motivation. We talked about planning. We talked about business skills. And now this bonus chapter. And the bonus chapter ties it all together. And you know what I do? I take off my shirt, I take off my pants, I just stand there and expose myself to you and tell you this is what I did. Is it perfect? No. Did I learn a lot from it? Yes. Will I be smarter the next time? You betcha. But I'm doing this for you because I want to try to stimulate your thought. So you can criticize me, you can talk about me, you can say, great job, you can say, why didn't you do this? But that's what I want you to do. I want you to think about it. So what is this fifth section anyway? I went to New York for a 3-month time period, and I worked and I studied. I took classes. I studied as an actor. I got work as an actor. I did some commercials, commercial print, industrials. I did a whole lot of stuff. I was out working the beat. And I tell you about this trip. I tell you how I planned the trip, because I came from Italy at that particular time. I tell you how I planned for the trip. I tell you about the contacts that I had before I went, how I kept in touch with those people, the bitter surprise that I got when I first arrived in New York, and I thought I had an agent, and I didn't, and it was my mistake, and I know why that happened. I talk about how I got in touch with another agent, how I ended up getting not one agent, but 2 agents in a short period of time. I tell you about my auditions, what they were for, where they were, what I had to do. I tell you about the jobs that I got. I tell you about 2 scams that I was almost a victim of if I hadn't kept my eyes open. I tell you about things that I learned in my classes and how I applied them and how they got work for me. I tell you about my stats, my submissions, how many were there, who I did them with, the callbacks, the jobs, how much money I made, how I was doing on my roles and my responsibilities and my results. I tell you all that stuff. Because, and why do I do that? Because that's the information that I always wanted to have from some person to just sit down and say, listen, you want to become an actor? You want to break into this industry? This is the kind of stuff that you need to do. This is what I do. You pick and, you see what works for you, what doesn't, but at least tell me. Because when I'm out on auditions and when I'm out on jobs, you hear the conversations that go on, and they're all the same kinds of questions. Do you have your SAG and AFTRA card or your equity card? Do you have an agent? How often do they send you out? What's the last big job you did? That's all superficial stuff. What I want to know is, because I want to do something that's going to model success. You see what I'm saying? I want to model successful behavior. I want to do what successful people do because I want to start working. You see what I'm saying? So I want to know, I want to pick that person's brain and figure out what is it that you do every day? How did you get that agent? What did you do? How did you write that cover letter? What did you put on it? What did you say? How do you spend your time? What does drop-off mean? How do I do that the best way? All that stuff. That's what I want to know. And that's what's going to help me to be a successful actor. And I started to do all this stuff, and I started to get results. And I tell you what, when you start to do things and you start to get better results, it just makes you feel better. Just makes you feel better. Okay, so what's Acting Career Startup all about anyway? It's all about modeling successful behavior. It's about doing things that successful people do. So I'm just going to ask you a few questions. Are you working as much as you would like to work as an actor? Is your acting career where you want it to be? Are the things that you are doing right now going to help you to have the kind of career that you want? If you answer no to those questions, the other question that I have for you is, what are you going to do about it? I have some suggestions. One of them is this. This is a workbook. This is a read, but it's a workbook. So that when you finish it, you will have your own exclusive plan, personalized plan, for how to start and to go on with your acting career. The other thing that you can do is also just to navigate the rest of the website, actingcareerstartup.com. There is a lot of good information there for you that can help you to overcome some of the issues that you have right now and just to help you in general just to get started. So you can get the book right here on actingcareerstartup.com. I'm Anthony Smith, live from New York City. And don't be a stranger. Peace.